What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Mostly Movies podcast with Nick and Christian. He's Nick, I'm Christian, coming to you live from the Airbnb at an undisclosed location. And today, the movie we are mostly discussing is Eddington, and boy, was it a treat. Starring Pedro, Pascal, and Joaquin Phoenix, directed by Ari Aster. But before we get into all that, guys, please head over to thescreengods.com for all of Nick's movie reviews. I don't know how up to date they are, but and our full library of podcast episodes, you can find it all at thescreengods.com. And of course, you can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, IG, and X for more clips, reels, and other fun content. Brother, are your thoughts collected?
Well, I do much better off of your thoughts, but yeah, I've absolutely been thinking about this movie for sure.
Because
but
I've
always
been
love
unpacking this thing like an onion.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear
layer after layer.
Your takes. I mean, obviously I'll have some of mine, but I always love to hear you go first. But before you jump in, our reviews are seemingly up to date. The last one I did was F1. I did not get a chance to do the Superman one, but yeah, I definitely will be getting the review for this one up. So anyway, all right, so let's jump in. I'll do real quick. Let me do a quick. This is one where I feel like summarizing the plot is worth it, because the previews for this movie, you're not getting a lot out of the previews of this movie. If you've seen trailers and stuff, you have a very minimal taste of it. So very quickly, the plot at the surface level is a small town sheriff in Eddington, New Mexico. He, in the COVID year 2020, at the peak of COVID, does not want to enforce the mayor's, also governor of New Mexico's, mandate to wear a mask. That's it. That's how the whole movie starts. It's very simple.
That's Coen Brothers.
It's very Coen Brothers. You're already taking my thoughts, which is not a surprise because we view these things the same way. I'll explain that later after Christian goes. But that is the baseline premise, and boy, does it escalate and does it spiral. But the overarching thing to take away is, at least my side, is at its core, it is a commentary on the chaos that surrounded us in 2020, and it's not just COVID. There's other things which you'll get to, and if you don't, I'll fill in the gaps. But ultimately, that's what it's about. And he ends up wanting to run for mayor because he feels like that's his only option. He doesn't want to enforce the rules, so he has to. And there's some other subplots that kind of factor in, but ultimately, that's what really the meat and potatoes is. Now, I can't get into a lot more because there'd be a lot of spoilers if I give you the whole thing, but we'll have some spoilers on this. But anyway,
yeah, that's what I was like. I don't know if we should just push this to the back end and just get and just do all our other segments, because there are going to be spoilers, and I don't want too good to spoil if you want to see it. So I don't know. But maybe we just say there's spoilers and we just go from there. It's just.
I think that's what we do. I think we have to talk about it in all of its depth. But yeah, maybe that's just what, like you just said. We will spoil this movie. So heads up.
All right. Well, don't go any further then, or skip ahead if you want to hear the witty banter.
There's some good stuff on the back end. I've got a couple of good things, so stick around.
You got a few nuggets.
Forward. We got chapters in all of our Spotify episodes. You can skip chapters. So if you
look at that.
Read in the description.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you've been over there on X, the everything app over there on Twitter lately, but people are saying there's been some action out of our X account.
I have our X account and I haven't seen anything, so I don't know what you're talking about.
You might want to go double check. I'm just saying the streets are abuzz.
I got no notifications and I'm on the X account, so I don't know what you're seeing. Are you sure it's our account or that it's not your personal X account?
I
think
so.
I think you're wrong.
No, I'm not wrong. I made sure.
I think so.
I can do things. I'm like the brother in Godfather. I could do things. I'm not dumb. Yep, I did. Or someone did.
Interesting.
Yeah. Couple tweets, couple reposts, I'm just saying work's getting done.
Why am I not getting these updates? Interesting. We'll talk about that later. Okay, go ahead. Jump into this movie.
Well, it was one of those things. I texted you. I got like 10 minutes into the drive home, and I texted you, and I was like, "Man, I'm kind of blown away." And the past 24 hours, I've just been remembering because it's kind of two different movies in one. The first half of it and the second half are so entirely different. But yeah, I just realized, and then the last 30 minutes, I think my mouth was open. I think the entire time. Um, no, I think it was also, you touched on a commentary on the COVID era. The thing is too, so he's running for mayor, so that obviously causes a beef between him and the mayor. But that there's so much more that happens because the mayor reaches his fate semi early on in the movie, which kind of surprised me based off the trailers, because I thought it was going to be more of a showdown until the end with them two. So that kind of surprised me. But and then there's just this incredible gunfight out of nowhere. And it turns into No Country for Old Men. It was everything, and it was a dry comedy, which you and I love. That's our favorite type of shit. So it had two amazing comedic scenes, which I think are two of my favorite scenes ever. But yeah, I loved it, and it was definitely a commentary too on the power that social media had on radicalizing, both sides of the aisle back in the summer of 2020. And it just encaptured everything, the riots, and encaptured just kind of the hysteria. And so the first half was not, I don't want to call it slow, because it keeps your interest the entire time, and you're intrigued the entire time as this like kind of not mystery unfolds, but just the chaos just kind of unfolds, and you watch this guy, the sheriff played by Joaquin Phoenix, just completely unravel and make bad decision after bad decision, which are all hilarious. I mean, the town hall speech is fucking hilarious.
If you want to call it a town hall.
Yeah.
It's just him in a Mexican restaurant.
But Joaquin Phoenix is so fucking good in this movie. And then you get two supporting roles from Emma Stone and Austin Butler for no fucking reason.
Right.
And they both kill it. Emma Stone was creepy as shit and just completely checked out. She was awesome. But Joaquin Phoenix, dude, just comedically. I mean, the scene of him, the ending scene of him, John Ramboing his way through the town and just comedically running and falling and breaking through glass, and then somehow
and breathing, and he's asthmatic, and so they're breathing.
He's also
wheezing.
So he has COVID. So he has COVID and asthma, and he's like, so it was fucking so intense yet hilarious at the same exact fucking time. I was literally grinning ear to ear that entire scene, and then on top of that, you have the theme of the shadow corporation who's trying to move into this town. I forget, it was a data center, right?
Is that an AI? Is like an AI.
Like an AI data center. So, and then you have they never really tell you who the shadowy figure is that's kind of hunting him down. They kind of leave that up to, maybe they did explicitly say it, because I think it was the corporation that was trying to move in. I don't know, but they kind of leave that up because he's also like hallucinating because he's so sick by the end. So they kind of leave all that up a little bit in the air, which is kind of cool too.
Right, because even when you said he was dying from COVID, or not dying, but he had COVID, even that I think was just insinuated, right? He gets a text saying your COVID results are in,
were ready, right?
And he has asthma and he's breathing heavy. And your assumption is because also we should state early in the movie part of his stance on not wearing masks, and this is what the director and the writing did such a good job of kind of playing both sides, is he has a small town mind. So his initial. So while on one hand, many people who, kind of feel the same way, as he did about not masking up during that time, while they paint that picture, for those of you who are on that side of the fence, they also paint the picture of him saying it's not here. And basically it will never be here. So he had this small town mindset of like, it's not, COVID isn't in my town, right? So they play as if his town was untouchable, and that, you know, and so there's that arrogance or ignorance, I guess it's ignorant arrogance, I think is probably the right term, that they also show. And so that's where the irony of him getting it later comes in, because he's like, it's never going to reach Eddington, New Mexico, you know? And so.
Yeah. And that was the other thing too. The way they balanced out the jokes and poking fun at everybody was just fucking perfectly done. And the scene of the dad. So so a kid in the town, he is trying to, and this is so true about dudes who get involved in these movements too, where they're literally just trying to get laid. But this kid, he's I guess attracted to this girl that goes to his high school or something. I don't know.
They're all just in the same town. Yeah, it's just a girl that goes to school.
In the same town, and this kid, he like, his buddy, he's like, well, she's like super progressive and liberal and all that. So he starts getting hella progressive and liberal in order to, like, you know, connect with this girl or whatever.
Right.
And so there's a scene of him at dinner with his parents in the middle of the movie. And dude, the cupboard, they're sitting at dinner and there's a cupboard of just guns. Like open, which is hilarious.
Which I didn't even notice that, because I was so locked in on the conversation, and that's why I appreciate the fact that you noticed that. But it's a small town, so everyone has guns in this town, you know. Right.
Yeah. But so this kid is trying to explain white privilege to his obviously conservative mom and dad, and his dad just the pause. The line was delivered so fucking perfectly. The pause, the 5-second pause, and then he just goes, "Are you fucking retarded?"
So good. It was so good.
Yeah, Nick I tried to contain it a little bit. Nick lost it.
No, I lost it. Because as I texted you, you know it's coming. Because by the time that scene,
I hoped that's what was coming, and then it did, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
You're right. I was like, if they don't hit this here, it's a major missed opportunity. So I was like, they got to do it. But you're right. Like, I think I was so elated that they did do it that I was just like, "Oh my god!" it was so good, so funny.
So there's that scene, and then there's another scene where Joaquin Phoenix uses the F slur. And you get both of those in the same movie, and it was just like we time traveled. We time traveled back to like 2008 or 07. It was incredible. So yeah, there's just a lot of dry comedic moments that were awesome. I don't even know what to even categorize this movie as. Honestly, it's dark comedy thriller. I don't know.
It's satire, I think, is the right term for it.
And then it has the perfect slapstick moments that Wes Anderson wishes he could fucking pull off. That's what he tries to do. Was what Ari Aster did. Just like Joaquin Phoenix falling down the hill, like just shit like that. Like that's what Wes Anderson tries to pull off and just fucking fails miserably at. But yeah, I don't know. I fucking loved it. And the aspect of the cult aspect too, with Austin Butler, them bringing that theme in was cool too, because then it just juxtaposed the other two sides, and it's like, oh yeah, everybody's in a cult. You guys are all literally in cults, your own, and just in your own different echo chambers. So that was pretty fucking cool too. But yeah, that gunfight, dude, where they just cut the score too. And it's just quiet, and then just running through the streets of that small town, and him just wheezing, and it was fucking incredible. I had no idea what we were in for, and that's the best fucking time. That's when movies are at the absolute best.
Yeah, and we've talked about how trailers can ruin movies, and in fact, even before this movie, I sent Christian a text, because we always alternate on who's buying the tickets every week, and we often wait till the last minute, and so it was like day of, and I'm like, we probably should get these tickets. So I go to buy these tickets, and I notice I texted you, and I said I had to buy the tickets, dude, because this is a small theater, and there's not a lot of tickets left. And so your response was, this movie's going to stink, isn't it? And I said, well, it might, or it could just be, lack of marketing, and it could be like a word of mouth, and it will grow. It's a 7.3 on IMDb right now, and it will probably just keep going up. People like us, and we have a very limited following. People who have big followings, they're going to see this. You already talked about the action on X, and you're reposting some things. It's going to get traction. I think more and more people are going to see it. I know I talked to at least 3 people today about it. So, all right. So I have some things to add, but clearly you liked it. Give it a heat meter score out of 5.
4.
4.
4.1.
Yeah, you can do points. Don't be afraid of the decimals, dude. It's okay.
4.2.
4.2 on the heat meter.
Can my meter be fluid? Can I just keep adding to it every week or whenever I want?
You can. The review score is not static. Right, I can update that at any time.
I might wake up in 3 months and go, you know what? Maybe it was a 4.4.
Yeah, you might, or you can totally turn on it. I've seen you do that too. Go backwards, but I don't think you will.
Well, it depends.
For this one.
It depends what the masses say. I always just go with what they go with. You know.
You're so stupid. All right, so. Is there anything that you didn't care for before I jump into my takes?
Well, so great question. Yes, I feel like everybody got what they deserved, minus the deputy, whose face got blown up. I don't really feel like he probably got the shittiest end of the stick. And to be honest with you, I was kind of with Joaquin. I was with the sheriff and what he was up to. I was with everything he was up to, as bad as it was, up until he tried to frame the deputy, and then I was out.
You mean, so he had a white deputy and a black deputy. Are you talking about the black deputy?
Okay, the black deputy, yeah.
Because the white deputy got blown to smithereens too.
Yeah.
And he really didn't deserve it either.
No, but he was a dick. Yeah. He knew what he was in on it too. He was trying to frame the other guy. He knew.
No, he was
an idiot, but he was a useful idiot.
I'll get to him. I'll talk about him. But go ahead with
So, and obviously there weren't supposed to be many, or if any, like good redeemable characters in this movie. Everybody was pretty much a piece of shit, except his character. And I don't feel like his character got the payoff it deserved, which is not really even, that's right. But that's really all.
You're splitting it. Yeah, you're
because was he promoted to captain at the end there? Was that something? Did he get a promotion? I don't think he really got anything out of it, and he got fucked pretty hard.
Well, maybe that's where you can give it the critique, is that it's not clear. He's still a cop. So, and Joaquin Phoenix is, spoiler, is a vegetable. So, I'm assuming that he's running the town now, but who knows?
And the only other thing I would say was I feel like the last 10 minutes of the movie kind of took away from how jarring the gun battle. I wish it probably could have just ended sooner, and I think it would have been a lot sharper. And they kind of fizzled out at the end there, I think, which I liked how they tied it up and they, explained everything. I just think they could have done it quicker. And I think that gun battle, that last 20 minutes would have been more kind of memorable.
All right. So that's a perfect kickoff. Okay. Perfect. That's a perfect hit. I'm going to work backwards. I'm going to work backwards off of what you just said. So I agree that, and we talk about this a lot, and we actually got a comment from a TikTok follower on my instant reaction to this movie, and basically said something similar, which is it was great, but the end just kind of went off the rails. Now, I don't think it went off the rails.
Not the rail, no.
But I do think they just like they and so my response to that TikTok follower was something that we've been talking about all year, which is they are just, some of these filmmakers are just struggling to land the plane, and they overthink it, is what I would say. So I'll give you an example. What Christian's talking about at the end about tying it up, at the end of the movie, and again, spoilers here, the sheriff at the end of this gun battle finally kind of just gets taken down by what we assume to be an Antifa member, but he's still kind of
posing as Antifa,
or someone posing. You won't really know. And there's really no way to know, even in this movie, even looking back on it, it could be anyone.
I think people were saying in the private plane, because remember they showed them flying.
Right.
I guess the corporate logo might have been in that scene. This is what I was reading after. A couple tweets said the corporate logo was in that private plane. So I don't know. I got to rewatch. But if that's the truth, then
maybe we can pull that up. Although I don't see the motive. That's my problem with it. I don't think it was needed.
Because the sheriff was against the data center. I don't know, or they're just trying to cause chaos.
Maybe, but it didn't lean into that with the sheriff. So it didn't talk much. He didn't talk about that much at all. So it wasn't a big deal to me. But anyway, so to get back to the point, but anyway, so the sheriff is taken down, and this is where they should have ended it. And I thought they were going to, and I was like, that's perfect, cut it. Which was, he's fading out, it goes to his POV, laying on the ground and seeing people trying to save him and wheeling him into the hospital. And you can hear kind of the faint dialogue of the EMTs and stuff, and the dialogue is, well, he's almost dead and his temperature's 105. We can't let him in. Sorry, we can't let him in, because remember, this is peak COVID. They weren't letting people into the hospitals who were sick. And so the dialogue is, after all this, even though this guy's dying and bleeding out, they're taking his temperature to wheel him into the hospital. And the dialogue is, sorry, man, I don't know what you want me to do. It's 105. Just let it go. And they could have just faded it out right there, and that would have been totally fine. Trying to add in all the other stuff, which we won't get into now, but it's trying to tie up. Again, there's just plot lines that they, for some reason, these filmmakers feel like they got to circle back on. And yes, there's parts where I get why they would do it, but there's also where I'm like, it's just not needed. So I won't get into all the details there. We don't have to debate that, but you guys can watch it and tell us what you think later. So I agree with you that the end, it could have been landed better, but it wasn't the worst landing of a plane we've seen.
No, and sure. I respect and I appreciate over explanation than no explanation, because I generally don't like movies that end and they're just like, well, it's whatever you think it is. Like, I generally it's not my kind of ending, especially when the rest of the movie's fucking great. So I would rather it, but yeah, like you're saying, I think that scene would have been perfect just to end it right there. And I think
you could have, yeah. And obviously I think the better answer is there's probably a way they could have just redone it altogether where you still have that and still tie up some other things. But hey, we're not making the movie, they are, so they made their decisions. So
it's hard to shit on finally an original movie, an original script.
Oh, no. Yeah, this is us looking for things we didn't care for. You gave this thing a 4.2. I'm going to give this thing a 4. I'm going to just match you because there's no reason to be different. I'll give it the same. So, trying to think about other things before I get into my overall take on it. Other things I wish were different was left, and this is a little bit by design, but I also think it just wasn't done as well as it could have been. I'm not entirely sure his wife, her condition, her overall character, while you pointed out Emma Stone played it really well, I'm not really sure what's going on with her or how the cult scene with Austin Butler showing up, and I'm not really too sure that I understood it all. I understand why it was there because you articulated that. It's just all the chaos that was happening at that time. And I understand why it was a part of the movie. But for the 10 minutes that he was in that scene, Austin Butler coming to his house and talking, I had no idea what he was talking about or why or how it was relevant. So that part I was kind of like, gun
to my head, me either.
Yeah.
But the only thing I could think of was just a plot device just to show you him, or just another reason why he's unraveling as much as he is, I guess. That's the only thing I could really think of. But
yeah. And I think if that was more prevalent, like you said, if he was more jealous or something or whatever, it might have made more sense. But anyway, we're nitpicking here. But there was a part of me that was like, this feels like they're just trying to get Austin Butler some screen time is what it was starting to feel like. And I'm like, let's pull the plug on this thing, dude. I'm over it, But anyway,
it kind of seemed like a trailer bait,
Yeah, something like
him
that.
Into the trailer and.
But to your point, at the very end, they do kind of circle him back into it, which is like, okay, I get it. But anyway, I'll say this about it. So you touched on the filmmaking aspects of it, and I agree with all of it. What my takeaway was, because I'm always looking for what does the movie mean? And I was explaining this to the few people I've been talking to today. You talked about it being a Coen Brothers movie, and here's the thing about Coen Brothers movies. If you guys listen to us or you're fans, you know what that is, right? And it's just all these accidental things happening together to create a chaotic plot where it's like, well, this thing happened, and then all these unfortunate series of events happened as a result of that.
It was very burn after reading.
It was like that, except here's the difference, and this is the thing I was telling my wife. This, I think, could have easily happened in real life, which is people, and what basically the message was, everyone was getting pushed over the edge for essentially, depending on what you believe, for reasons that really didn't justify it. So I want to go back to the beginning of this. This whole thing Christian just talked about, it ends in an incredible gunfight, and like an insane gunfight where dozens of people are dying. And I want to remind us that the movie started with, I just don't want to wear my mask.
Yeah.
That's where it started. And when and not even a grocery store, not even like a Safeway, a teeny tiny Piggly Wiggly in the middle of nowhere. This is the point of the movie. To me, it was everyone was just so. The kids are overusing the term triggered now, but that's the word. Everyone was so triggered by their own beliefs. So the sheriff is the starting one. He was so triggered by the mandate that he felt like he had to do something. The girl, the high school student, is triggered by social justice, and she's just losing it. The boy's triggered by the girl because he's trying to get the girl, and everyone is just losing their mind. And in the end, what you're left with is, and I think this is at least my takeaway was, I think the point of the movie is to say, was it worth it? And I think that for most people, I think if you look back on it, what's crazy to me about this movie is we're recapturing a 5-year history. This is a movie that you would typically make 15 to 20 years later. This is 5 years later.
Yeah.
And I can't even believe they made it as soon as they did, but it feels like a lifetime ago. And so I just kept saying, like, and I'm talking about everybody. So there's a scene that you didn't touch on, which was a really dramatic scene. And this is the point where the actual sheriff snapped. He's holding it together for a lot of this movie. But here's what happens. In what I would consider the backbreaking scene is he goes to tell the mayor who's having a campaign event at his house to turn the music down because he's getting a noise complaint from the neighbors. The mayor is. This is Pedro Pascal's character. And so he goes there and basically he doesn't tell him to turn the music off. He just turns the music down. That's his passive aggressive way of being like, you need to turn this down. And the mayor turns it back up. And so he goes back and he turns it down. And they face to face. And the mayor, in front of all his constituents, slaps the sheriff, Joaquin Phoenix's character, twice in the face. And the way they filmed that was really good too, because it was silent. It was a silent. Right. It was like you couldn't hear. You could hear the score, but no sound effects.
Well, it was at the peak of the song too.
It was at the peak of
which Firework by Katy Perry.
But yeah, this was epic. So that's the mayor losing his mind. He's now like, I can't take it anymore. Yeah. And so he's making, like, who is slapping a sheriff who's law enforcement? No one's doing that. But everyone is so triggered and so freaked out about everything going on and their own agendas that they make these, because you talked about the sheriff is making all these bad decisions. They're all making bad decisions. Right. Everyone in the movie. All of them.
No one's really redeemable. And it is exactly that. It's them using their beliefs to put further all their own agendas.
Right. And spoiler, it ends poorly for all of them.
Yeah. It's really bad for everybody, which was like, usually you're like, it's a jury ending, but I didn't get that feeling at all.
Well, like, I think because
every annoying person got what they deserved. It was satisfying more than anything.
Well, I think that's because the message, in fact, now that you're saying that's a good way to put a bow on what I'm saying. The reason I don't think you feel that way is because the message is very relatable. It's like, when you go after only your beliefs and you have no open mind and your only purpose is to essentially battle everyone around you, well, you're gonna get the result that you got. And this is like, not to get too deep into this, but this is like one of the reasons why I struggle with the whole stand on principle thing. It's not because, like, me personally, it's not because I don't have them. It's because standing on them generally leads to no peace. It leads to this type of thing because everyone has their own version of principles. So you're not going to convince someone else of it. In fact,
the scene of the kid giving the vigil, that speech he's given, and how he's just self-deprecating at the same time trying to give this speech. And at the end, he's like, during this speech that I shouldn't even be given.
Dude, it was so good. It was good that I don't even have the right to give.
Yeah, yeah. The dialogue was just perfectly fucking written.
Yeah, it's like you.
And then just every scene of watching him trying to cover up his tracks after the first couple of murders are just all so fucking funny too.
That was very Coen Brothers, the crime scene stuff and him trying to that stuff was good.
And he's with the tribal police and he's just like, why are you here? Why are you Like,
that was my favorite. That was my favorite line. You were talking about the favorite.
I have the bullet casing. He's like, fine, great. I don't even want it. I don't care. I don't want it.
Oh man,
it's just like him just clearly panicking. It's just so fucking funny, dude.
And Joaquin Phoenix absolutely crushes that role. Which that's another thing, right?
He
like
should
Joaquin
be nominated,
Phoenix,
but he won't be.
He won't be
just because of the content of the movie.
Yeah, but it's
this movie
he's
won't
so
get nominated.
good.
Period. They're not gonna
if,
fucking touch this movie.
They want to bury this thing as it is.
Yeah.
And when you see it, and this is why you need content creators like us and other people, this is where the internet, unfortunately, is a good thing, is if it wasn't for people like us spreading it, it's not going to get the attention it deserves at all, and everyone should see it, and no matter how you feel. You were talking about some of the favorite comedic lines that you had, and one of my favorite ones was with the tribal police guy. Because they're trying to conspire Joaquin Phoenix and his other deputy to pin this crime on their deputy, the black deputy. They're trying to search his car, but the black deputy doesn't trust them because he knows what's going on. And so Joaquin Phoenix he turns and he sees the tribal police guy who just is following them around in every scene, and he just goes, "Why don't we just have him do it since he seems to be everywhere?" He's just popping up everywhere. It was so good.
And, the scene of him noticing the handwriting and then Joaquin noticing and hopping in the car. It's all so brilliantly done. And then,
really good.
Yeah, pleasant. I mean, I don't know about you, but movie of the year for me so far, and I don't think it's really close.
In terms of screenplay, screenwriting, overall execution, I would totally agree. I mean, in terms of scale, obviously, it's an easier type of movie to make. It's not saying it's super easy to make, but it is easier to make than something like Gladiator 2, for example. So, scale wise, it's a little bit of an easier production to pull off. But I will say one other thing that I really enjoyed. They tied, and I don't know if you caught this. I'm sure you did because you're smarter than me with this stuff. But I really liked how they filmed the opening. And I really liked how they tied in the ending. And it's subtle, but in the opening scene, it's a zoom out version of the town. And it's a homeless guy muttering to himself, walking into the town, basically. And you get this bird's eye view. And so you get this really great look at how in the middle of nowhere this place is, but without saying it, right? It's just this, homeless guy who also has a role in the movie, which is cool too. And then at the end, as Joaquin Phoenix is running away from the people chasing him, you get the same look of the town as he's stumbling down and rolling down the hills. But there's that moment where you see the town and from the same view, and that's intentional. Right. And so I really liked how they tied that together.
And I like how it starts and ends with the corporation too. Because that's kind of that's. Basically, at the end of the day, you can pick whatever side you want, but at the end of the day, corporations are running everything. So I thought that was kind of an interesting point that he was trying to make, if that's the point he was trying to make. Yeah, and I mean, what's better than a modern Western? It's so good.
Is that how you classify it?
I guess a little bit? Yeah, I would. It's about as Western as it gets. I mean, there's cowboy boots and hats. That's all you really need, right?
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's more political than anything, but yeah, but that is kind of the point, right? Is you're not fighting you're fighting for land like you were in the West, but you're fighting peers. Now you're fighting corporations basically, and you're fighting politicians. Right. So I guess in that way, and social media, everybody, basically anyone who stands against what you want.
I mean, and the scene too of like the kid getting that picture of his best friend kissing the girl, and then him taking that message, sending it to the deputy who was dating the girl, like just those types of like little decisions, and just adding to the chaos were so small but great.
Yeah, no, they all,
and that's what was like that's what it was like, very much like Burn After Reading to me, with just those small little things.
Yep.
Yeah,
and that's not easy to do. It's not easy to pull off. So yeah, great job. This is.
What did you think of Pedro Pascal? Are you coming around? It's a little late.
Well, it's not that I ever wasn't.
I guess it's not.
Here's the thing. I'm actually less. I'm just tired of seeing him in everything.
No.
And we're not done. We're not done because he's going to pop up in Fantastic Four here in a second.
Yeah, it's not even blockbuster summer. It's Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, so that's
year.
more of what it is than. But I was actually surprised that he took this role, and the reason I say that is because he currently he's pretty
outspoken about his politics.
Well, he's outspoken specifically about one political agenda, which is the transgender, and he's got a lot of hate for J.K. Rowling, who is the Harry Potter author. So that's the thing that's most coming across my screen right now is him just popping off about how horrible she is. Which again, that's for you guys to decide. But I think in general that the fact that he took the mandate side of the story, where he knew he was going to get picked on for it, is surprising to me. Like,
yeah, I thought so too. It's just like he's kind of able to laugh at it, which is nice.
Yeah. I think at least he could just act and say, yeah, it's about the acting. It's not about what I really feel,
Right.
So
and I think if you don't like this movie, it's because obviously you're deep on either side, and you're just not able. If you're able to laugh at yourself even a little bit, you should absolutely love this movie. And I like how they just basically made Pedro Pascal's character Gavin Newsom. That was pretty awesome too.
And they made the kid you're
point,
talking about. Sorry. Well, so that's the Gavin Newsom thing, and they did a similar thing with the kid you're talking about, the white privileged kid.
Oh, the Kyle Rittenhouse thing.
Yeah, with the exception of the fact that he's not a social justice warrior, but
but
him taking matters into his own hands at the end, that's totally what that was, and then becoming famous off of it, right? With the social
his character arc is so funny.
It is. He might have the funniest character arc of everybody.
Yeah, he was fucking hilarious. And just his whole arc is so fucking going to that to just TikTok influencer.
It's incredible.
He really didn't do any. He was just right place, right time. Or
actually, you know what they did.
Time.
You know what they really did, which again, actually, now that we're saying this, it even speaks to the genius of it. What they did is they merged Rittenhouse with the other guy on the other side, which is Hodges. Is that his name?
David Hogg. Yeah.
David. That's what they did. They just merged them together, which is
pretty
brilliant.
Much.
Now that I think about it, that's pretty smart.
Anyway, even the scene of the mayor's son trying to go hang out with his friend and him saying, "Well, I can't have you getting caught, or I can't have someone taking a picture of you getting caught out." It's just so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, and there's all these little things, all the hypocrisy on every side. Like, he's out there, and again, it's subtle, but it's subtle, but it's not. It's in your face. But like, he's pushing the mandate, he's yelling at his son about it, he's doing all these things, but then he goes right back to the table and he's not wearing a mask. He's talking to his buddy, and they're 2 feet away from each other. They're not actually executing. He's not living what he's preaching, right? So
right. And Joaquin Phoenix using the rules when they were advantageous to him, just to be petty, was funny too.
Yeah, I loved it because that's fact. People were doing that, right?
Just be like, oh, not 6 feet. That's really funny.
Honestly, the word that I would use is masterful. The way that he did this is just masterful. Go see this movie. Don't let the lack of promotion and marketing and the fact that someone's going to want to bury this. Don't let that happen. Go see this movie, guys. It's awesome. All right.
I think eventually it'll be up there. I think it's up there as one of my favorites already. I could tell you.
Pretty freaking good.
It's just going to grow on me.
What stinks this week for you? Or do you want me to go first? Because I definitely have something.
Definitely. Go first. Jump right in.
All right. We're going to switch and go a little more lighthearted. The Cleveland Browns just can't get out of their own way. Talk about making mistakes and spiraling.
What are they up to?
Well, let me tell you. So a lot of the NFL teams this year. Oh, this is hot off the press. This is today. This is 6 hours old.
Wow. Breaking news.
Breaking news for those of you who are not Cleveland Browns fans.
Which 6 hours might as well be a fucking eternity.
Oh, yeah. Today's day and age. Well. Yeah. But because it's the Cleveland Browns, I think, not everyone's up to speed. So the NFL teams this year, a lot of teams are unveiling alternate uniforms and helmets, which we've covered this many times already on this show about teams doing alternate jerseys and City Connect jerseys, and Christian's his vein starts to pop in his head every time we talk about alternate jerseys.
I'm getting hot just hearing about it.
So you're gonna love this. So the Cleveland Browns today unveiled their alternate helmet. and I'm going to. It's so good. I'm gonna screen share here.
Am I gonna get mad?
No, you're gonna love this. I promise. You're gonna, because this is the Browns. It's not the Niners. First of all, but let's go ahead
feel
and
like I'm gonna
get
get
this.
mad.
Nope, you're not gonna get mad. You're gonna love this. I promise. All right, so here we go. This is, and you can see the headline already. Brown's elaborate new helmet reveal goes awry. And so this is an epic fail, which the reason why this is so funny is because the Browns suck at everything. That is what makes this hilarious. So first of all, the Browns, they unveiled their new helmet, which is a brown helmet. This is their big reveal. Is they decided to do an all brown helmet. Can you see this?
Okay.
Can you see this helmet? Okay.
That doesn't look new, though. Yeah,
it is new. Their helmet,
their fucking helmet.
No, their helmets are orange. They've never had a brown helmet.
Okay.
This is their alternate helmet.
Never. The Browns. This is okay.
Because they go, we're gonna go.
Why is it on a fucking pier?
The Cleveland Browns have for their alternate helmet a brown helmet, just a giant turd. Now, the funniest part about this, there's two funny things. Number one, look at the sponsor of this helmet reveal. Can you see it? You probably can't.
I can't.
Because it's very small. Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes is the sponsor. We're going to reveal a giant turd as our cool new helmet, and we are going to sponsor it with turd wipes. Yeah, but that's not the funniest part.
We're going to do it all on Shit Lake.
Here's the funniest part. Take a look at this guy filming the review. This is peak Browns, okay? The reveal's there. It comes off. And he's gone.
Oh, yeah. Right into Shit Lake. Now he's going to be at Shit's Creek.
That is, I'll stop sharing now.
What?
That is,
what?
The Browns, the Cleveland Browns are in peak regular season form. They can't even get their cool, new, hip, social following strategies right. It just, everything they do turns to shit, including the color of their helmet.
Well, this is the problem now with the younger generation getting into these jobs and these professional teams getting into social media, is because they're just overthinking the entire, like, that whole thing needed to just be a tweet. That's it. You didn't need to spend the money on the blow up helmet, which what the fuck are you going to do with that now? That's going into a landfill somewhere. That's a fucking waste of money. Now you got a guy in the lake, you got to fish him out. Now you look stupid. The whole thing is ridiculous. Just send it. It's a tweet. That's it. You don't got to do the whole. All these teams try and do these crazy jersey reveals. I like the ones where they just do a montage video of like the old retro jerseys and like clips of the old games, and then they mix it into cuts of the new jersey. You know, like that. That's all you got to do. You don't need to. You know,
which,
and especially it's like, I just win games. That's what the people want, Cleveland.
And that's the thing, that the one thing that they can't provide, because they're just so terrible, and that's what makes it so funny. We have a friend in our work fantasy football league. Shout out to Christina O, who is a Browns fan by happenstance. She had no team, and her man was a Chiefs fan, and I don't exactly remember why, but she just was like, I need a team, and decides to pick the worst team just for fun. And so she's been latching onto this Cleveland Browns fandom for years now. And so we're roasting her constantly. And this comes across our plate today, and we've been having a lot of fun with her all day. It's just incredible how bad. I just keep thinking about, like you said, it's this team of people that are trying to make this, which I will say this, they're looking for clicks and follows. They got it. Yeah, they just didn't get it how they intended to get it. So, like,
so what's the rest of the uniform look like?
I don't know. They were just unveiling the helmet. It's probably brown on brown on brown, which is so funny. You know what's funny about it? It'll probably look good. It'll just look like a Hershey's candy bar running around.
It can't look good.
But it's funny to me. I mean, they're the Browns, and so I just love that the think tank was like, you know what? I got it. Brown helmets.
Well, that's a perfect transition into the WNBA.
Yours?
Well, yeah, because the WNBA
what stinks this week
is having the same exact issue. And last week I was complaining about I guess it's All-Star summer too, because there's the WNBA had their All-Star game, if you could fucking call it that. I don't even know why they have one, unless you just want to see more missed shots and layups. It's pretty amazing. It might be, I don't know, the Pro Bowl might be a leg above of their, I don't know which one's worse. It's probably a tie, but so the WNBA has their All-Star game, and they decide, because they are in a contract, I guess, year for the CBA, because I guess they secured a new TV rights deal worth, I don't know what sum of money, but apparently they think they're in a position to negotiate higher contracts. So they decide that they're going to wear warm-up t-shirts that say, "Pay us what you owe us" on them. And what's funny too is, like, apparently they decided that morning to do the t-shirts, and there's a bunch of people online being like, how could they even make t-shirts that fast? There's no, it's like, dude, it's 2025. They can make t-shirts in a couple hours. It's not that fucking hard. Because we were like, well, they definitely planned this out. How could they have t-shirts by the afternoon? It's like, they can definitely make screen printed t-shirts with 5-6 words on them. But
for the 8
crazy.
people,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, for the 8 people. But I don't understand the media training, or all the WNBA has to do is just not be annoying. That's all the players have to do, is just be hot, as hot as they can be, and be decent at basketball. That's it. And they finally have a player that people actually want to watch and spend money to go to games and watch. And they're gonna murder the girl in 2 more seasons. She's gonna be in a fucking wheelchair, and they just literally can't get out of their own way. And then, so Kelsey Plum, who plays for the LA Sparks, they had a press conference, and I guess she's probably in charge of their Players Association in some capacity. I don't know, but
is she a player?
She explains that yeah, she's a player. She plays for the Sparks. And
I'm sorry, you just said that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, she was basically saying that they had a meeting that morning, and that's when they decided to do the t-shirts. And then she decides to go, and literally says, you could probably pull up this clip. She goes, and not to be a tattletale or anything, but nobody from Team Caitlin even showed up to the meeting. And then there's another player next to her, and she goes, well, that probably didn't need to be said. And like, she just laughs like awkwardly. But it's just, here's the thing for me. They're not good at basketball.
Some of them are.
6 to 8 of them are actually okay at basketball. The rest of them are, have you watched a WNBA game? It's
I
bad
gotta be
basketball.
honest. I have not sat and watched a whole game. That would be a lie. I'm not going to pretend like I have. No. Have you watched a game?
I've seen, not in its entirety. No, not from tip to final whistle. No, but I've seen enough clips, and I have seen a decent amount of Caitlin Clark, because
right.
I have it on.
She actually is good. Yeah.
But she's actually on TV. That's the thing. It's hard to even find one of these games. So, and that's the other thing too. They're getting this TV rights deal, but still, who's gonna fucking watch? That's not gonna get you more eyeballs just because you're putting it on TV more, or it's not gonna make the demand go higher just because it's more accessible, I guess. In any capacity, they fucking suck at basketball. This is the problem. They don't deserve to make. By the way, the league hasn't been profitable ever, not 1 year. It's losing $40 to $50 million currently per year, which is what Stephen Colbert was losing per year. Which is, I don't know which is crazier.
And he's lost his job. So
yeah, and
just to be clear, he's fired. You guys are asking for a pay raise.
But it's just, we have to just stop. Can we just stop pretending that it's not even needed? It doesn't have to exist. That's the thing. The whole league could not exist tomorrow, and nobody would not a single person would care. And you finally have the demographic of men who are if you are gonna be profitable, you're gonna need men to watch this, because women aren't gonna fucking watch it. They've never watched it. They don't fucking care about sports.
Right.
In general, women do not fucking care about sports. So you're gonna need men to watch this, and the players are just so fucking unlikable and cannot get out of their own fucking way. And on top of that, they fucking suck at basketball. You have to, like, the disparity between high school women's basketball and professional is not that crazy. If you watch a men's college basketball game and you watch an NBA game, you can see literally you can see the difference between the two.
Yes, I have watched both of those enough to see the difference. Yeah.
It's crazy. The difference between college basketball and pro NBA. The women's basketball, the difference between high school level and fucking WNBA is not that far off. I'm just so sick of fucking hearing about it. They gotta stop. You're lucky you're making any fucking money at all. And the one person that is going to make you more money, you guys all fucking hate and despise and are jealous of. And you're going to fucking send her to Gitmo soon, if they could. It's just insane. I don't understand who is in charge of making these decisions and thinks that it's gonna pan out well for you and what your overall goal is. And that's to make fucking money. I don't get it.
Well, so
it blows my fucking mind.
So here's
shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Here's the main question that I would ask, because a lot of people are gonna, particular views on this, and they're gonna side with the players on this, and we already know that there's gonna be those people out there. Let's just for a moment, I think if we focus just on the business aspect and not the decisions they're making after that. You pointed this out. The league is unprofitable. The league is subsidized by the NBA, which is the male league. The question I would ask is, who is the decision makers at the NBA that are somehow rallying enough support for these teams to even exist? Because your point is a good one. They're losing money. So the question is, other than being able to say you're supporting a female sport, which is not a business decision, that is a political and social one, what is the reason you're doing it? Because this could all end very easily, like you said, if they were just like, you know what, this league isn't profitable. The XFL is a perfect example of this. Just kill it. It's not, it's like it's not working. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it.
I don't understand how you can ask for a pay rate. And you know what? It's not even that. Fine. Negotiate for more money, because if you're getting the TV deal, sure. If there's a bigger pie to be had from, then fine. I could see the argument for why you guys would want
if it was only if it was profitable.
Right. But also, don't do the shirts. Just do the negotiation. Don't do the fucking shirts. You don't be annoying about it. Just do it and shut up about it.
It's funny. It's a good parallel to the movie we talked about today. You're turning a sport into a social justice event.
Right.
Because that's what this is, right? This is what they call it. It's peaceful protest. That is what they're doing. That's what they're going to classify this as.
Pay us what you owe us. It's just so fucking cunty. And by the way, the only person that deserves any money is Caitlin Clark. And again, you guys want to send her to Abu Ghraib. You want her and her family tortured. So it's fucking lunacy.
It's crazy too, because this whole idea that you're talking about, that the league is unprofitable, is well known. So the whole league, the whole WNBA knows this. So, and I have yet to hear, and maybe if you're a follower of ours or you're listening, someone wants to give us a link to someone in the WNBA who is addressing this issue. I have not heard it. Who's running the WNBA, or not even that? Who's the players rep who you talked about? Plum, whatever her name is.
Right.
What is your response to that fact? It is a fact. This is inarguable. Your league is not profitable, so you're lucky you have a job at all. Let's just stop there. What is your response to that? I have not heard one.
Her response is a subtle dig at Caitlin Clark. Yeah, Caitlin didn't even show up.
Yeah, exactly.
They're so fucking insufferable. It's crazy. At this point, dude, just let the trans women in. Let them come in. Let the trans women play in the WNBA, and let's just blow the whole fucking league up. And it could just be eventually it'll just be a smaller NBA. It'll just be trans women, and that would be fucking great. Either because if they're that progressive, let the fucking trans women in, and let's just fuck it. Either that or lower the fucking rims down to 8 feet, and let's see some ladies start draining some fucking threes and dunking. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely stinks, because that's a good what stinks this week's segment, because everything about the WNBA right now, I guess the only thing you can argue is that it's it's topical, so they're getting attention. I just don't think it's sustainable attention, and it's certainly not profitable attention, really. Because I mean, I think you nailed it earlier when you said, and I know this is not the take any woman is going to want to hear, so I fully recognize that. Okay, and I have 4 daughters, so when I say this, believe me, I understand this is not a fun take, but
you have to
get the women. Well, they don't care about the sports,
about basketball.
But what you said about having to get men to watch it, the truth of the matter is, and they address this in very tastefully in the movie A League of Their Own, starring Tom Hanks way back in the day, is that whole female baseball team thing, right? There's a scene in there in that movie, to bring this back to movies, mostly movies, that Madonna is one of the main characters, and Madonna is like the sensual one on the team. And she says to one of the league owners, she's like, if you want to get guys to actually watch us, we're going to have to give the guys something that they want. And so she starts to kind of get flirty and a little bit sensual in her playing style in order to sell tickets. Now, I'm not advocating that that's what they do here, but I'm bringing it together is they don't want to watch it. So from a purely business perspective, the men don't want to watch this because, as you said, the quality of the performance isn't good. Well, then you better give them something else to watch, and you're not.
And you got to be likable. But when your biggest
that's the best way to say it. Yeah.
When your biggest stars are people like Angel Reese, who are just constantly online complaining and bitching and moaning, it's just no one wants to. I barely even want to watch the NBA because all they do is fucking bitch and moan at this point. Like it makes no sense. But yeah, lower the rims, let the ladies start dunking. They got to do fucking something.
Yeah. And I'm actually surprised. I'm actually surprised that they got Caitlin Clark to actually wear the shirt, because her going along with it feels a little bit like maybe she really feels that way, but
I don't know.
But it feels to me a lot like, well, this is what they're doing, and I'll just go along to get along because everyone hates me already.
Yeah, could you imagine if she didn't wear the shirt? I mean, it would be a fucking a PR nightmare. She's the only one that is actually media trained, and you can fucking tell because she just shuts the fuck up. She doesn't say anything.
Well, that's why I'm surprised. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm surprised. I guess a little bit. Yeah, you're right. Like, she's had all the attention from college, so she knows how to deal with the media.
Right, and she's
the only one.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's just crazy.
It's pretty nuts.
This guy at the bar, we're watching Ninja Warrior, and this guy at the bar, he's like, the course is actually really sexist, and
the guy at the bar, he's like, just wanted to make sure I heard you correctly. The guy.
Yeah, he goes, it's really sexist. Like the women can, barely do it. And they really need their own course. And I just wanted to be like, yeah, then they can't do it. All right? They can't do the course. Then they can't fucking do the course. I'm sorry. Like the course is sexist. Like I'm tired of pretending. Women don't have to play basketball.
No, the application is the issue, not the course. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. No, I really get what you're saying.
But
I do.
But just to even have that idea and then for you to verbalize that to someone else is just insane to me. It's like the course is sex. Like,
well, especially as a guy, I don't like, and I'm surprised because the tide is turning on this. Like you're seeing way less and less of these social justice guys. For just good reason, so I'm kind of interested. Was this at work?
Funny the way he said it too. Like, undisclosed location. It was just funny because he just wanted to sound so smart, just being like, this course is actually pretty sexist. Like the Ninja Warrior course. Okay, all right,
yeah,
all right, sure.
No, sexist. I think. Well, what I was thinking too is, and this is going to be a bold take, but how about I'm all for competitive women events. Maybe, just spitballing here, you guys do some that are things that women actually enjoy. Right. And figure out how to do that. I mean, there's a billion cooking shows, and even in the cooking shows, there's like probably too much male domination even in some of those, which I think is a mistake.
Girls want to watch reality fucking TV. That's what they want to do. They want to watch Love Island. They want to watch Love on the Spectrum. That's what they want to fucking do. And crime.
Yeah, and but I think there are things that women are naturally good at that you could do competitive stuff, right? And to your point, like
Tennis.
you could also fix, things that people watch. I don't even think they watch tennis either because no one's watching tennis. But I think your point is a really good one. It's like if the product isn't good, why would anyone want to watch it? And they have to be interested in it anyway. So I don't have all the answers, but yeah, I'm totally with you. All right,
it's just the entitlement mixed with how bad they are at basketball is just it's infuriating at times.
The whole thing is it's feeling very Eddington. it's spiraling.
I'm getting mad.
I'm getting mad.
No, that's why.
Right.
Did you hear South Park signed a deal with Paramount for $1.5 billion?
No, but I could tell you I've never seen a single South Park episode.
So they signed a 5-year contract, and that equates to $30 million per episode. How fucking crazy is that?
Those two guys. Those two guys.
22-minute episodes, by the way.
They just got stoned, and they were like, you know what? The Simpsons have it figured out. We just go topical, and we make fun of it.
Dude.
And we just do it. We do it forever. It's brilliant. Meanwhile, you and I are just trying to pay rent. We can't figure out how to do that. These two guys are
$30 million for 22 minutes. Insane. But yeah, that's all I got. I don't know. Next week, I don't know how we bounce back from that. There's no way.
Well, I mean, next week is
I don't even want to
Fantastic
see.
Four.
Right? Yeah.
Well, what else? I mean, we got other movies out, but I think we got to see Fantastic Four because we got to compare it to Superman, and we kind of got to see, how that's going.
Yeah, it's summer blockbuster. It's a blockbuster summer. I forgot.
We're
contractually obligated.
We are definitely obligated. Hold on, I wanted to see real quick the next week what we're dealing with. Why is that? Why can't I get my dates right? So, yep, next week we've got. All right, so Fantastic Four. And I Know What You Did Last Summer, which my kids want to see. And then that Together movie also comes out, which we do want to see that.
Does that come out the same week? Are you sure?
They're both out next week, yeah.
Damn, I'd much rather see that.
Yeah, I'm certainly going to be more interesting.
We'll probably go. Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. You know what? We're early in our podcast niche. There's a world where you and I don't see any blockbusters, and we specialize in only the non-blockbusters, and we say, you need to see this movie because no one's going to tell you to see this. There's a world where we just skip all the blockbusters.
It's true. I already declared blockbuster summer, so we're kind of in it.
No, not this year. Not this year.
I kind of got us too involved.
That's all right. I love where your head was.
I jumped the shark there.
As we go out, I'm going to say one last thing that stinks this week, but also is a good thing as we close. My God, did we get over our skis on the Coldplay, astronomer CEO affair? There may not have been another instance where I've seen that many memes created that quickly. The amount of creativity, shout out to all you people in your mom's basements who have the kind of time to do what you were doing. But I got to tell you, it was really funny the first 24 hours, and I have fatigue. I can't, I'm over it.
Yeah, that's what we do now. We just beat everything into the fucking ground.
Yeah.
But that whole story is is fucking wild, dude. It's just crazy how the internet can change people's lives in one instance.
It's almost like when you do things out in public that you don't want to be seen, but it might get you in trouble.
How many times have we seen this of people getting caught cheating on the Jumbotron? This fucking guy, you have to know, as a billionaire, CEO, married, unless the guy has a prenup or something, so he doesn't give a fuck. I don't know. But you gotta know, it's gotta be in the back of your head. You're going to a concert, you're in a suite. It's somewhere in the back of your head. You gotta go. There's a potential chance I end up on the Jumbotron.
So depending on who you talk to, my wife has done more reading than I have. I've done zero reading on this. I've only looked at the memes and the tweets. But apparently she got into the rabbit hole, and apparently the girl in the front of the clip set it up. This is what she said. Now, I don't know if that's fact checked, but there's the girl who's doing the whole laughing and she's doing this, but she's the one in the front of the video clip. Apparently, she did this to them. She put them on the jumbotron, like requested it. The thing that makes this whole thing funny is not. Well, you can request it to put someone on the jumbotron. Game. I mean, I don't know. You could do it anywhere if you have enough money. I mean, these people had a lot of money in that box. But if that's true, what makes it funny is not that it happened. It's that Chris Martin is talking about. It's either they're whatever, they're embarrassed or they're having an affair. That's what was so funny. Is not just that it happened, it's that he said that. Right. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories now, and I mean now there's the whole thing where maybe maybe Andy guy is gonna sue Coldplay and like this whole thing, and it's really spiraled into it's getting a little Eddington. It's starting to spiral.
Man, I gotta look into
do some research. Yeah, do some research and you report back.
What's funny too is if they would have just played it cool, they probably would have been fine.
Yep, that's what everyone is saying.
If they just stayed the course, but they reacted. They reacted too much.
Well, worst case scenario, your wife finds out, but it's not viral.
Right.
That's and that's your risk, and so let me just say this because me and my wife were talking about it, and she started to get the whole. I feel bad because he had to resign and lost his job and all this stuff. And in my head, I was like, I kind of get what you're saying because his life is being totally torn apart. But the other thing is, so is his wife's and his kids because of his actions. So
he's a fucking dumbass, dude. You cannot be macking in the front of the booth. You got to be in the back by the buffet with the chicken tendies. That's where you got to go cuddle up. You can't be in the front of the suite. For everybody you got to be more careful. Like, dude, it's one of those things where they were kind of like they wanted to get caught. The thrill was driving them
100% because there's a million things they could have done.
They're riding that line. They were riding that line. And dude, I'm sorry. The just the very thought of taking a side girl out when you're married to a Coldplay concert gives me so much fucking anxiety. I don't know how you just turn that off and go to a public event like that in front of your other coworkers.
Yeah, well, I mean, neither you or I don't think, are
also not $1 billion. So
yeah, we're not side piece.
We're
guys
not side
to begin
piece
with.
guys.
But you're right though.
I'll never be a side piece guy.
My overarching point, my overarching point with this was that as you pointed out, it's not the fact that he got caught. It's the fact that it went viral because of how they reacted, which is what you were saying. You could have not ruined everybody's lives. You could have just had a divorce and it would have been fine. Not lost your job. Not done. I mean, he lost his job because of the shitstorm that came with it, not because he had an affair. Now, he may have also lost his job, as I told my wife, because he's diddling the HR director, which that's bad. Your HR director, she should be fired. I don't know about him, but because she can't be objective anymore.
I understand. I understand the decision. I get it, and it's like, dude, it's not like somebody stormed into your hotel room and took photos of you and exposed you. You put it out there, and you thought you were Billy fucking badass. And by the way, fucking Coldplay.
You got a problem with Coldplay?
Man. No, but I mean,
what was that movie with Paul Rudd? He's all, how I know you're gay because you go to a Coldplay concert or something. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, losing $500 million in your family over Chris Martin is, there's better things to lose your entire life and marriage over. I think.
Well, I think you nailed.
Concerts.
I think you nailed it. I think in a lot of cases this is true. They wanted to get caught, and they did. And so
maybe Coldplay's amazing. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass here.
Well, there's about 900 million monthly listeners. They're pretty big. So, somebody likes them. It's not just that guy carrying the water for Coldplay.
But him just having the time of his life to just his life ending immediately is all time.
I'm sure there will be a documentary about that.
That guy thought he was the absolute tits.
No one is immune. No one's immune. You're not above it, dude. No one is invincible.
He must have had shit on lock because, like I said, I'm assuming those people around him were coworkers or people from the office or other friends or somebody. So
The whole thing is just pretty fucking bold.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he was like, no one's gonna say anything because that's
like,
the thing, right? When you're the CEO, you think you have all the power because who's gonna cross you, right? Which is why he can't work there anymore. So
much like the sheriff, he got what was coming.
Who do you think? This is kind of a funny thing. How many monthly listeners do you think Coldplay has on Spotify? Because that's how you tell, right, how big someone is.
I don't know, 15 million.
Who would you say has a lot? Who would you say is like, all right, they got a crap ton?
I know Drake is up there. I know.
All right, so Drake.
Taylor Swift's got to be up there.
She's definitely. So Drake has 81.3 million monthly listeners, right? So that's Drake, who you know is way up there. And I don't know if Taylor Swift, is she on Spotify now? Yeah, she is. She's got 81.7. These are two of the biggest names in music, right?
Yeah, so Coldplay, I'll go 50.
This is why I'm better than you at this game. 93 million. They have more than both of those. That's how big they are. Trust me, Andy from Astronomer's not carrying the water for Coldplay. So
Wow.
Let's end on that, folks. I would love to get Eddington up to 95 million viewers. Go see it. Joaquin Phoenix, you're a badass. All right. Don't forget to do your little thing, to follow us, all that stuff. No, you're supposed to do the script.
Oh, I'm supposed to do it? Oh, yeah. Like and subscribe, guys. ScreenGods.com, YouTube, X, TikTok, Spotify, everything. Wherever you get your podcasts, wherever you get your content. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next week.
This is the Mostly Movies podcast. We love you. See you later.
Bye.